You've got to pick bowlers who bowl well into the breeze there. Hoggy wouldn't know, he never bowled in the breeze. So you need to have guys who bowl well into the breeze there. And no spinner really has done any good. No blokes get 5 wickets.
Maybe the cap, you just said it'll crack up 4 and 5 days. Will be hard to bat on.
Wasn't in my time. When's it hard to bat at Perth?
Day 4 and 5. If it's very hot, 36 degrees, yeah. 36, 36, 40. That's predicted. You know, it might end up like that.
I think they're a shot duck. As Rodney often points on SEN, you could put a fork in them, they're done. They are done. And Hoggy and I predicted this. We knew this was coming. We could smell it from a long way away. And it's just fantastic to see the way they're playing.
Steve Smith, keep his spot.
Yeah, I don't think they'll change. I mean, the winning formula is working. I really don't think they'll change.
Oh, no, let's make 3 changes, Robbo.
No, what?
Top 3 batsmen.
What did I say? They're going well, and he hasn't batted well for number 6.
How's your brother going? Is he going well too?
His brother's going in with Simone Warne. I just want to remind everyone. So
that was supposed to be a very big secret. That's worth plenty. You've just dropped that bomb then.
It's on Twitter now. I can hear it going out.
Yeah. No, they're very happy. She's a nice girl.
Look, can take you away from that. I'm a bit worried about this Australian cricket team in certain ways. I'm a bit worried about the fact that I look at this cricket team and they said they'll question everything they've done in the last 30, 40 years. They'll take on every record and they'll just question everything. And I look at this cricket team, not one of them, not once since 1989 has anyone tried to take on Booney's record of 52 cans for Sydney London. I think of Shane Watson, he'll pull a hammy going to the bar. I look at in this whole team, like Mitch now, which by the way is the love child of Merv. He's about the only guy I think might have a go. Does he have a beer, Mitch? Or was he too busy having supplements or whatever now? I don't know what they do.
Yeah, pick the drinker in that side.
There's no drinker. There's no drinker.
I'd like to talk you through that. My father, the greatest man I ever met, said to me before the 1989 tour, said, "Son, is there anyone you can sit next to the plane? They can tell you all about the 1%ers how to play in England. How do you play at Lords, 8-foot slope, and how wide does the ball swing around so much in overcast conditions? How do you play the county match?" I said, "Dad, the best guy's Booney." He said, "Well, sit next to him, have a beer, and drain him for every bit of knowledge you can." So I did. 2 hours outside of Singapore, I've just finished my 25th can, and I'm as full as a fat lady's sock. Oh, I'm absolutely pissed as a fuck. So, I had 25. The flight service director, God love her, picked me up and took me upstairs to the bubble, pissed as a fart, dropped me in this seat, empty seat in front of Bob Simpson, coach selector, Laurie Saul, chairman selectors manager. And I've passed out. But she realising that that David Boon's well on the way of beating Doug Walters at 50 cans, and Rob Marsh had 51 cans. So I know about you people here, you can't sit in a bar and drink cans with the same person for over 22 hours. You can't. But she realised it might have a roster system. So she brought up, said, "Right, Terry Alderman, you're a good conversationalist. You have 3 or 4 cans," and you go. Out she gets. Being rotated, it's a very good word on this trip. And then Carl Rackman is good conversation. You come to have 4 or 5. AB, you can have 1. Because you're a boring fucker, out you get. So Merv, you can come in for 12. He finishes off, and then Jeff Marsh will finish with 6 cans, and that will finish him off. Everything was going swimmingly. And of course, 30 minutes outside, we're about to land. Captain Biggles gets on. "Ladies and gentlemen, please get the plane ready. We're about to go to Heathrow." We'll land in Heathrow. And the flight service director's panicked. She's run upstairs, can go into the cockpit. You could do that back in 1989. And she said, quote, "You can't do it." "Why is that?" He said, "He's on his 49th can. He's got no chance of beating the record." 2 minutes later, Captain Biggles got on there and said, "Ladies and gentlemen, I've just got some advice from Heathrow. We got some traffic problems. So we're just going to have to do loop-the-loop a little bit before we land in Heathrow." And of course, when we landed, this wealth of applause come up from downstairs. "Oh, Booney, you're the king. Well done, Batsy." And like, he's just done things. So, and Bob Simpson said to Laurie Saul, "Listen to the camaraderie of the boys downstairs. Booney's won cards, 500. I won it in the 1964 tour and I had made the most runs. Booney's going to have a fantastic tour. This is a big omen for Booney. And I'm thinking if he only knew. And then Captain Biggles gets on. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Heathrow. 6 degrees outside and I want to wish the Australian cricket team all the best because I know they'll do very well because David Boon has just broken the record. 52 cans from Sydney to London. Everyone has just gone off, except Bob Simpson, who's gone purple with rage. And I walked up to Simo and I said, Coach, how unprofessional is that? Of David Boon, I'd send him home, I'll bat 3, won't be a problem. And he said to me, Dino, you were pissed before you landed in Singapore, shut the shit up. So, the difference between Booney and Rob Marsh and Walters is Booney walked off the plane, those two boys were carried off, and Booney picked up his coffin, which he did at the carousel, and I was told I was his roomie for the next 2 weeks, and he hopped onto it. Now, we got to the Westbury Hotel, and the room is not much bigger than this room. There's downstairs, the ballroom, and we have to introduce the 47th Australian cricket team to all the English press, the leaden tabloids and, you know, Sky and whatever. Why we got to do that, I don't know, but it's tradition. And we're wearing our green blazers. I'm still got a hangover and Booney smashed. No one asked a question to David Boon or myself, thank God. So when we walked off the dais, Laurie Saul said, boys, one more job to do, then your night's free. We have to go across the road to the pub because we have to have 1 hour cocktail party with our major sponsors for the tour. And of course our major sponsors in 1989 were Forex. And Booney's gone, oh great, feel like a beer. He should be dead, like honestly. So we went across and I've had 1 pint across the road and I'm feeling pissed again, I'm gone. So I looked at Booney, who looked slightly dishevelled, but he was okay. And I said, Booney, I'm going upstairs. Yeah, off you go, you weak so. So I went upstairs, I put my head down for 1 minute. Well, it felt like a minute, it was an hour. Phone call. Picked it up. Who was it? Paul from Concierge. You Dean Jones? Yeah. You better come downstairs. You're rooming with Booney, aren't you? I said, yeah, why is that? He said, he's just passed out in the foyer of the hotel and he's still wearing his green blazer and press is starting to take photos. So I've gone downstairs and there he was. So I couldn't pick him up, so I got the porter's trolley. He didn't know this. So this is my first day on tour. So I got the trolley and I pressed the elevator to go up. Bing! Doors open. Who's the worst person to walk out of the elevator? Bob Simpson. David, my room, tomorrow morning, 9 o'clock, bring your passport. Shit. So I pushed him in, silence, going up the elevator, and Booney's sitting on the trolley. He's gone, he's not fucking happy, is he? He's not. Next morning, we only got $18,000 for that tour. You take out $8,000 in tax. And David Boon was fined $5,000 already before the tour. Now, that's $8,000 technically. And the guy was struggling for cash at the end of it. But ironically, amazingly, one of the greatest days of my life, 3.5 months later, Beefy bowled the ball at Old Trafford, short of length on his hip, worked it behind square for 2, and David Boon scored the winning Ashes for the first time in 50 years in 1989. It was the greatest day of my life.
What was his series like after drinking the 52 cans? Was he okay?
620.
Man, he could not get out for the first month. So the rest of us just thought, shit, we've all got to get on the Forex. Have a go at Babsy. He could not get out the first month.
So that was the preparation.
Mate, proper prep. I knew we were destined for greatness.
He
52 cans.
He got fined $5,000. He drank $8,000 worth of piss on the plane anyway. So he got.
Yeah, then they got him out. Then they couldn't get Steve Waugh out for 2 months on that tour. It was an amazing tour because when we look back on wonderful tours, everyone in the whole series did well, and it's one of the great things that even the guys at the Water Boys, like Tom Moody and Tim May and these guys, when they got the chance to play for Australia in against Gloucester or whoever, they got hundreds and they got fifers and everyone was doing unbelievably well. AB was actually smiling and enjoying himself, so it was a great trip. Captain Grumpy wasn't there. We did have one match, I must say, that they wouldn't do this today, God forbid. We won at Old Trafford, didn't we, AB? And then we had to travel that night to Trent Bridge, Nottingham. We had to play a match the next day. We had to play 5 days, travelled the night on the 5th day, then we had to play a 3-day match against them, then we had to go and play a 3-day match in Southampton. We had to do 11 days in a row. And that night, we got into Trent Bridge about 1 o'clock. Ian Healy, God love him, God bless his soul, he found a pub that was open. 4 o'clock in the morning, or 3 o'clock in the morning, we're still on this, we've won the Ashes, like, we've got to play a game of cricket. And he gets up, he says, right, we've got a game of cricket tomorrow, and today, and I'm not playing, so who wants the captain? So Jeff Bass puts his hand up and said, I'll play. And who wants to play? And Bernie's gone, yeah, I'll play. And I said, I'll play. Tom Moody said, yeah, I'll play. Anyone else? No, 4 will be enough. So, when we woke up in the morning, somehow Marshy woke me up. We tried to get the bus to go to the ground, and our driver, who was English, he was still pissed, and he's asleep underneath the bus. So we actually went down in a black cab, down to the ground, and Derek Randall was captain. I'll never forget this to the day. They prepared a pitch as like the outfielder that was about 9 millimetres long, and they wanted to hurt our batters, right? Because we've been making lots of runs, and normally the 2 captains walk out, do the toss on the pitch, walk off. Now Derek Randall's his last time as captain of playing for Nottingham, so they gave him this captain, full house, Trent Bridge, Marshy. He's wearing his blazer, and he's got to the gate, and there's Derek Randall, and he's gone, mate, can we do the toss here? And this is at the gate. And Derek Randall said, no, we've got to go out. And it says, I don't think I can make it. True as I stand here, Derek Randall's gone, why? We won the Ashes yesterday, and I'm still pissed. I can't. He says, well, okay. So they did the toss, and Jeff Marsh won the toss and said, well, bat. He doesn't even see the pitch. And he's gone, Derek Randall's gone, have you seen the pitch? He's gone, I can't see past my nose. And he said, why are you batting? He said, come with me. And he took the boys up into the dressing room, and there was myself, Bernie, and Tom Moody all padded up, and we're asleep on the floor. He said, that's the team. That's all we got. And sure enough, we won the game. We actually knocked them over.
Very good. Robbo, let's not get away. When did it get rekindled? The relationship?
Toby and Simone.
Yeah.
Oh, he's back to that again.
Come on, give us something.
About 3 weeks ago, rekindled, no one knows about it. Only this room in Rupertswood knows. Yeah, I know. So I won't get out of here. This is Chatham's rules in here. Nothing gets out. Nothing gets out. Shit, yeah, people on Twitter all over their trying. I reckon they'll go all the way.
They bump into each other, or what happened?
No, I think that Tobes...
He just rang up out of the blue?
Yeah, she bought a ripping house. He just jumped the back fence, I reckon. I don't know. They're actually well matched. Borny doesn't like it, but then
Why did they split up in the first place?
Who, Tobes and Simone?
Yeah.
He didn't like the paparazzi.
Right.
Not like yourself.
Just the same.
You should be going out with
She makes a good lasagna anyway. I was around there the other day and Toby walked in and said, what the stuff are you doing here? I said, I'm having dinner with you. Anyway. I'm going to open the floor, just a couple of questions while we've got these stars in front of us here.